This time we'll start with our page using the theme with our custom image background that we added in the first section. And we can see this page has a pre-existing layout. The page is divided into 2 sections. If we want to control the layout, it's up at this button here. This pattern isn't the greatest for showing the layout options, but we're actually going to go with blank for the purposes of this demo. So now, one of the best tools on this bar is the Insert button. By using the Insert drop-down, I can see many kinds of content that I can add to my slide. Let's start with something fun and click on Word Art. This brings up a box where I can type my text, and when that's done, I can quickly format my text, change the color, and let's make the font match our other slide. So let's go with Lobster. And I can freely move it and adjust it. And I'm still able to adjust the point size and the border around the letters, which is cool. And change it. Making sure it's perfect. That looks good. And I'd like to add a text box to create my own copy. Type that out, and then I'm actually able to drag it into position. And put it where I want it to be. Also, under this Insert drop-down is the ability to make a table by pre-selecting some rows and columns. Also, starting from a blank document, able to drag that into position and control some formatting. I think I'll make that black. You will notice that a drop-down arrow has appeared, and I can use that to control my border colors. The Insert drop-down can also be used to insert an image that I upload from my computer. Go and get my little friend here. And then we can use the motion panel, of course, to add some animation to him. I'm going to make him spin around. And new for 2020 is the ability to add audio that appears on the Insert dropdown, but by far the most popular is adding video. So we're going to learn how to do that. So there's 2 ways to add video. The first is to add from your drive, but I want to take a look at YouTube because that's very popular. So go to Insert, click Video, make sure you're on the YouTube option or press that back arrow. And I've got a link handy on my clipboard, so I'll paste that there. And a thumbnail will appear. If the thumbnail is not appearing, it means there's a problem with your video and you should go back to YouTube and make sure all the settings are adjusted for public and so forth. And the YouTube link will load into my slide with the aspect ratio preserved, meaning the overall scale of my video. But I can control some other features over here in the Format Options panel. Autoplay, mute. This is on mute now to keep it quiet for my candy whistle. There's quite a few options you can set, and then it can continue to drag and drop. Now I notice it's blocking the front of my tater tot man. So using arrange, I go to order, and I'm going to send my video back. So the stacking order of the items you place on a slide can be controlled with the arrange dropdown. Let's take a look at how we add a video from Google Drive. So insert, video, insert video, and I can see if I go back over to Drive, the video I have loaded there of my cat. And I pull it in. Whoa, what's happening? My video has stretched to match the overall size of the page. We can see inside the format options panel that the video is still okay. It's playing, showing my cat. But the first thing we need to do is go over and adjust the aspect ratio. This was handled automatically using the YouTube link, but here we need to adjust it. So I need to go back to the original iPhone size, which was 1080 by 1920. And I just happen to have the inches written down handy here, which is 7.2 times 12.8. And once I've adjusted that inside the aspect ratio settings, now you can see it looks like my iPhone again. And also my cat's healthy eating habits. I can drag it and drop it. Anything that appears below the slide will not be shown when it's in presentation mode, which is a good thing for my thumb. I don't like my thumb to show up in a presentation. So I can make it smaller by dragging it and then making sure that it is got my thumb off of the slide. Now we're going to get ready to present it. I want to call your attention to the speaker notes section down at the bottom, where I can make some notes, which will be viewable when I am in presentation mode. Now, before we flip the switch, it's very important you want to make sure to select the right slide to start your presentation from. So you want to go back over to the left-hand navigation and click on the very first slide in most cases. Sometimes it'll be the other slide. And there are 3 ways to present. Go up to View, Present, that's one way. This shortcut is the second way. Or coming over here to the Present button on the right-hand side. Click on that. And now we're in presentation mode. You can see this new toolbar has come up with several options. You can roll on it and off it to make it disappear with your cursor. You can use this cool pointer tool and press the arrow to trigger that cool animation celebrating Karen. Yay! You can use the toolbar to advance to the next slide, or you can press Enter on your keyboard or use the down or up arrow keys to move back and forth through your presentation. Here's our video page. Beautiful layout. My candy whistle, my cat eating natural foods. And if I want to see my speaker notes, I can press Notes and bring up this panel. So maybe you have this on a second monitor. Now I can see all my slides at a glance and my notes and these cool audience tools where I could have a live Q&A session or explore other features for live audiences. I'd actually like to take a look at what I can do with my document now that it's done. Press Escape on your keyboard And that'll take you back to your presentation, then to File, Downloads, and I can see all of these export options. PowerPoint being a very popular one for sharing files. We see many of the same features we saw in Docs and Sheets, but this is a particularly cool feature published to the web. This allows me to have a live link online and control the way it runs, such as autoplay, share it to some cool social networks, so everyone will know Karen was Employee of the Month. I'm sure she has a lot of fans out there. So I'll go ahead, I'll tick that. And I can copy and paste. And then let's come on over to another browser window and test that. And we can see it autoplays our fun animation and all the bells and whistles. But let's come on over and create a normal share link for the purposes of editing the document, not to be confused with that one, which is just for viewing. So here on the drop down, I'll enable sharing, and I'll allow her to edit this one. One last trick I'd like to show you is the ability to make a PDF or print, selecting print from the file drop down. And the ability to view more than one slide on a page. I used to have a boss who liked to view and review the work this way, so you can view up to 16 on the drop-down. And your slides will appear at a glance. That's how you do that.